Let's listen to Hermes Gasparini explaining the only way to defeat Devon Larratt.
What did you feel when you pulled Devon?
The pronation wrist super strong. He block you like this, and for to do something, or you need to like Devon and shade to go sideways super fast and powerful, or press. You have the press, and here's the weakness point of Devon.
I would add to it by saying that unless you are Levan Saginashvili, you need both of them. An insanely strong side pressure hit, which comes with a lot of speed and explosiveness too, with a follow-up press to finish the match. If you don't have both of these, you're not going to defeat Devon. And it's surprising to hear that despite Hermes believing that Devon has the strongest pronation in the world, maybe only second to Levan, he still isn't completely sure about Devon's victory against Vitali. So let's see if Vitali fulfills the two conditions laid down by Hermes Gasparini which are needed to defeat Devon. Does Vitali have an insanely strong side pressure with a lot of speed? Yes, he does have that.
That is over.
Okay. Does Vitali have a flop press? He has that too.
The main event here, the Green Park Hotel.
So Hermes just said that you need one of these two things and Vitali has both, so he should be winning this match. But the problem here is Vitali cannot flop press off the go. I don't think he has that move. And Vitali does not have the side pressure hit of Levan Saginashvili. His side pressure may be as strong as Levan. I'm not sure. But Levan's hand and wrist stays intact when he does that. Devon is not able to open Levan's fingers or bend his wrist back at all, no matter how hard Levan goes sideways. That won't be the case with Vitali. Even though he may hit as hard as Levan, but his wrist will go back. If his left arm wrist went back, the same thing is surely going to happen on the right arm too. And then the side pressure will drastically decrease. And since we were mentioning Levan, I just thought about something. Since Levan's wrist is not going back when he's hitting sideways, maybe he's still holding on to some side pressure. And we have never seen that. Only Levan knows that. Maybe he still has 10%, 15% more side pressure left. He's just not applying that because he may lose his wrist if he does that. And he doesn't even need to do that. That's why Levan Saginashvili may even be more difficult to defeat than what we already know. But Vitali doesn't need to take Devon's arm all the way down to the pad with just a top roll. He needs to move Devon off center just enough so that he can access his flop press and get the job done that way. Devon's good friend Matt also gave his opinion about this super match. Matt thinks that we didn't get the results that we were hoping for on the left arm. Obviously, Vitali dominated Devon Larratt, but even in that match, Devon was able to slow Vitali down. And if he can slow him down on the left arm, he will do bad things to Vitali on the right. With that being said, Matt isn't underestimating Vitali's right arm at all. He knows that Vitali was supposed to arm wrestle Levan Saginashvili. He was the #1 contender before Levan got injured. But he just thinks that Devon's right arm is too dominant. Of course, I'm going with my big brother Devon. And I really don't think it's going to be a good day for Vitali. I'm going to say Devon is going to take this one 3-1 because we might see Vitali come out of the gates hot in the first round and surprise Devon with an unexpected flash pin. But if that don't happen, then I'm going to say Devon all day long. Neil Pickup also thinks that Devon's right arm is significantly stronger than his left. That's why despite losing the left arm match, Devon this time is a 55-45 favorite against Vitali. Devon himself is also aware of Vitali's long reach in his flop press. He showed that against Michael. He proved that he can press anywhere on the arm wrestling table. You cannot run away from him. And Devon also knows that Vitali has a lot of offensive weapons. And to counter that, Devon himself has a lot of defensive weapons. That's why it will be a very good close match and it will be an entertaining one. Vitali was recently seen training with Ivan Matyushenko on the left arm. I'm quite sure the footage of that training will be dropping soon on the Body Mania channel or on the Iron Rating channel or maybe on both. And then we'll get to see some right-handed practice as well. On the left arm, they were doing something called wrist wrestling. I know wrist wrestling used to be the name of just regular arm wrestling, just like the way we do it right now. But I would call this thing wrist wrestling. They are basically arm wrestling with their wrist. And that is the only true way to test your hook power. Why am I saying this crazy thing? Because guys like Vitali, who have taken their pronation to such a different level, whose bone structure, forearm length gives them an insane advantage, they can pretend that they are hooking someone, like Vitali used to do against Ivan Matyushenko or even against Krasimir Kostadinov in an actual match. But he is loading up their hands so much with his pronation that it just looks like a hook. The other guy is trying everything to barely manage his wrist to not crack back. He's not thinking about winning that battle in a hook. That's why when they arm wrestled this way, it was close. Neither one of them was able to get the pin. And who knows, we may even see a hook battle in this match. Devon cannot hook Vitali, but he will try to go for a flop press. And if Vitali cannot deal with the flop press that Devon is using, maybe he decides to hook Devon. It's an insane world. In the past couple of years, we have seen some things on the arm wrestling table that we never expected to see. Maybe this is also going to be one of them. Use code Pradeep to get 5% discount on East vs West 23 pay-per-view.